Hey again. I'm continuing with my vlogs on each of the 11 Doctors this week, and this time it is the second Doctor, played by the brilliant Patrick Troughton. Patrick first appeared in Doctor Who in 1966, and he had quite a task ahead of him. The concept of regeneration came as quite a surprise to the viewers, and he was the first actor to take over the role of an already known and loved character. In this, he had to give it his own style, but at the same time keep the viewers convinced that it is indeed the same character that they already know. This could have gone either way at this point, but he really pulled it off admirably. The second Doctor was different to the first in many ways. He had a sort of childish charm to him. He was warm, whimsical and eccentric, yet underneath that he still had a ruthless streak. He was very firm in his beliefs, and he would stop at nothing to do what he felt needed to be done. He was quite often underestimated due to his bumbling nature. If you crossed him, he was actually a force to be reckoned with. He had very little time for authority and very much played by his own rules. He was often very manipulative of those around him in order to get them to do what he wanted, yet he displayed very obvious warmth and affection towards his companions. He was also very different in appearance. He looked somewhat younger than the first Doctor, and whereas the first Doctor was always very impeccably dressed, the second Doctor appeared a bit more unkempt, with oversized clothing, a fondness for hats, and he also on occasion liked to wear a large fur coat. His notable possessions included his beloved recorder, a 500-year diary, and also the first appearance of the sonic screwdriver. This Doctor had encounters with a very wide variety of foes, including the Cybermen, the Daleks, the Yetters, and the somewhat brilliant Ice Warriors, to name but a few. His companions were Ben, Polly, Jamie, Victoria and Zoe, and this is the first Doctor to meet the Brigadier. In his final serial, The War Games, the Doctor had to call on assistance from the Time Lords after an encounter with the War Chief, who was a renegade Time Lord, who needed their help to return soldiers to their own times, after they had been used as a part of the War Chief's plans. However, the Doctor had been on the run from the Time Lords for crimes including the theft of his TARDIS. Calling on their assistance resulted in his capture, and he was then put on trial. They didn't approve of the Doctor's actions in interfering with the affairs of another planet, as this was seen as against the laws of time. As a punishment, he was exiled to Earth, and he was forced into a regeneration by the Time Lords. His abilities to operate the TARDIS was also removed. They also removed his companions, Zoe and Jamie, back to a time before they met him, and removed all memories of travelling with him from them. He played the Doctor until 1969, but sadly a great many of Patrick Troughton's episodes were destroyed, although the stories live on in various other forms. He was a brilliant actor who did great justice to the role. The current Doctor, Matt Smith, has stated him as a huge influence on his own portrayal of the Doctor. Sadly, Patrick passed away in 1987, but he will long be very fondly remembered and respected by Whovians everywhere for his role as a Doctor. That's it for a brief summary of the second Doctor. I'd be happy to continue the discussion in the comments if anyone would like to leave any, as it's impossible to cover everything in a few minutes. And I'll be back next week with the vlog on the third Doctor, John Pertwee. Goodbye.